Welcome to this edition of the EPP's It's a Match. Today we have with us newly elected chairman of the European Democrat Students, Beppe Galea. So it's time to start our next edition of EPP's It's a Match. As in the past, if Beppe scores, he will get a serious question. If I score as the host or any other time, according to my prerogative, I will ask a more fun question. But before we get started, I wanted to ask you first, you're chair of EDS since July. You were elected chair of EDS, European Democrat Students. For those who don't know, what exactly is EDS and what are your goals for your first mandate?
So the official answer is that EDS is the official student association of the EPP. We are 40 members coming from 35 countries, which means that we represent students not only from the European Union, but also from neighboring European countries who are also members of EDS. They want to engage with European students and so on and so forth. The less official answer is that we are a network, a huge network of students with different bases in universities across the European cities. We have a range of universities, we have student associations who are organizing events in various European cities, and we are there. We are engaging with students, giving out the policy ideas, the content, and then giving it back to the EPP to make its way for the European Parliament.
I know that EDS in the past and under your leadership, I know has been and will be very active in our assemblies with policy discussions, dialogues, and these sorts of things. And I also know, or I suspect, that being a student and representing students, you're probably very good at games like this. So we'll see how this goes.
I try to be. I'm not a pro.
I'm not expecting to win here, but here we go. Already. You were recently in France meeting with the Jeunes Républicains and with early declared candidates of LR's and early declared candidates from the Républicains ahead of the presidential election in the spring. What are the important issues now in France for students?
First of all, les Jeunes Républicains are the youth of the Le Républicain Party in France. They organized this annual convention in Paris where most of the youth of their party, which are active in the various cities of France, they gather along in Paris and they discuss the policies and they meet their political representatives there in Paris. I was glad that I was invited by this organization, who isn't yet a member of EDS. We are engaging with them to bring them on board, and they are very interested. What struck me most and what the issues of the French students are there is that now we are in a post-pandemic era, so they are eagerly waiting to start their academic year within their universities. They are eager to go back on campus because they are tired of online meetings, online lectures, so they want that interaction. And this is the main feature of the discussions that we had there with the students.
This will be an important part of the Républicain campaign and of the presidential election campaign.
Yes, in fact, this was the start of a political season for them, because now, as you rightly so said, in April they will have the presidential election. They want to bring the successes that they did in the regional elections onto the presidential election. There are the primaries going on with some candidates already featuring in the Republican Party sphere, and we were proud to also meet some of them, including Michel Barnier, the former Brexit chief negotiator.
Excellent. Well, bon chance to them and to you. So here we go again. Maybe I can have it. So we have to now put 2-0. Okay, another good question. What is the Conference on the Future of Europe exactly? Why is it such a big deal? How can it help the European Union? And maybe in particular, how can it help your own home country of Malta?
Yes, so the Conference on the Future of Europe is an idea of the von der Leyen Commission making its way to bring Europe closer to the people. It will discuss the future of Europe and how the people, the citizens, want to see a more inclusive Europe. So basically, for Malta, the most important thing about the Conference on the Future of Europe is that each and everyone's voice is heard equally. So even though Malta is a small country, an idea coming from a Maltese citizen is likely heard like a German, because Germany being a big country, but this conference on the future of Europe is making an equal footing for every European citizen to make their voice heard and their wishes for a more inclusive Europe.
Including students as well, young people, students.
Yes, and there are also representatives of the student sphere, including the Youth Forum, which EDS is a member of, and they have delegates on the conference on the future of Europe, and we are part of the Youth Forum. So we are pushing the ideas there through the EPP, through the Youth Forum, so that our voice is completely heard.
Very good. Well, I'm going to do something interesting now as the host, and since I'm playing so badly, I'm simply going to score a goal and ask you a more fun question. So, okay, as the chair of a student organization, it's only fitting to ask you, what was your own favorite subject as a student?
So, as a student, I studied languages and economics, and I think economics is one of my favorite subjects at school, because it brings you a good idea of public policy and ideas on how to improve the people's lives. But currently now I am studying digital marketing, because I think it's the future for my career, and I hope to continue furthering the studies, merging digital marketing with politics.
Well, definitely an important subject for the future of the European Union as well. So here we go again. Let's see if I can score a legitimate goal this time. Oh, very good. Actually, so we're tied 2-2 here. Do you have a favorite aspect of Maltese culture? Music, literature, film, cuisine, architecture, fashion, sports? And maybe another way of asking it, why should people visit Malta?
So, Malta is the southernmost country of the European Union, and it is certainly a very good summer destination. But I really like the Maltese cuisine. It is basically a Mediterranean cuisine with a lot of fish, for example, and other dishes which are most likely seen in Mediterranean countries. But it is very special that I like the Maltese food, that's all.
Any particular dish that's your favorite?
Yes, I like the pizza. Pizza is like the Italian dishes, but we have a similar dish which is called ftira. Similar to pizza, but it's a Maltese ftira.
Sounds fantastic. All right. An own goal. So it's for the benefit of our viewers, however, because now I get to ask you a more serious policy-related question. So another interesting one relating to your recent travels. You were just in Poland with EDS, an EDS delegation, to join the commemoration of 41 years since Solidarność. What impressed you most from this experience?
So first of all, I was there on an invitation of our member organization. We have Polish students active in EDS, and they were organizing Campus Polska, which is an event like the French. They created this annual convention for their party youth, and they were not campaigning actually, they have workshops with Polish politicians, they have speed dating with politicians to get to know their representatives in the Polish parliament, and also Polish European representatives. And what struck me most from this experience was that Polish youth, although they weren't active in the party, they still participated, and they were actively engaging within the workshops and giving maybe controversial ideas and discussing political topics with a wide range of topics. So and they were actively engaging. It was a free program. They could not attend at all, but they were actively participating, all trying to question the politicians. There was a huge line of queue to ask their questions, and this is what struck me most.
Perhaps we as the EPP could lend them the name if they need one. It's a match for this for this kind of a thing. All right, here we go again. I think it's well done. That's now 4-2, and you're on the verge of winning. A serious question. 2020 was a really hard year in Europe and around the world, and 2021 has not been particularly easy either. What has been the hardest part for students?
As I said, when I spoke with the French students, the issue was that they were fed up of online lectures and they wanted to go back on campus. The campus life in every European city brings that youthful experience that every student must experience. For first-year students who were not able to visit their campus, although they are now proceeding to their second year, it will be an interesting year for them because they will have new experiences meeting their classmates for the first time, although they already had exams and assignments together, but this will be an interesting part where they will be meeting them for the first time.
I think I will take my host prerogative on the basis of your answer and simply give you a goal and forfeit the match because I wanted to ask you as a follow-up the final question, and that is it's been a difficult time for people across Europe and the world in the last year and a half. What gives you hope for the future?
Hope. First of all, we want to bridge the gap between European Union institutions and youth. And youth are particularly, they want to engage. This is what brings me hope, because from my experiences over the past few weeks, meeting different youth, not only Maltese youth, but also, as you said, French and Polish students, they want to engage, and we want to give them that space by organizing events in various cities, not only in Brussels, because Brussels is a bubble in its own, and we want to go out of Brussels and meet with other European students who are there waiting to have an opportunity to speak up.
We thank you for your leadership and look forward to working with you. Congratulations on your recent elections. Congratulations on winning the match.
Thank you very much.
Look forward to seeing you again soon. To all of our viewers, thanks for joining us for this edition of EPP's It's a Match.